resilient, meaty, juicy, and other adjectives. Famous Starwood cheese or Western bacon cheeseburger. Buy one, get one for just $1. Only at Carl's Jr.
Next at 9, a Utah County business under fire, accused of not protecting their employees from COVID-19. Tonight, the CEO of that company and those who are suing them are telling their sides of the story in a Fox 13 exclusive.
Plus, a country concert planned for the end of the month in Kaysville, continuing to stir up controversy when it may potentially get the green light.
And see how the cities of Murray and Midvale are teaming up to help each other stay afloat as we continue to rebound.
As we look at the weather, we're cranking up the heat, but there is a cool down. How far will temperatures drop? I'll let you know in the forecast.
We begin with breaking news tonight. A teen is in the hospital and police are searching for a suspect after a shooting at a busy park this evening in West Valley City.
Yeah, we've got a live look at that scene this evening here at Kings Point Park. West Valley City Police says 2 groups met at the park to fight. Someone got out of a car and fired shots, hitting an 18-year-old in the chest. Now, despite that suspect being on the run tonight, police say there is not a public threat.
This was an isolated incident in the sense like these two, it just wasn't some random people shooting willfully at the park and at the kids. It was these 2 groups knew each other and it was between those 2 only. But there's always that chance that a stray bullet can go anywhere, right? So it's, it's unfortunate and it shouldn't happen.
Police say there were a lot of witnesses because of how many people were out and about at the time. Now, the victim is in the hospital in critical condition.
Now to our other top story tonight. For the first time, we are hearing from the CEO of a Utah County protein bar company accused in a lawsuit of not protecting employees from COVID-19 and threatening to fire anyone who talked about it.
Yeah, Fox 13's Sydney Glenn was the first to break that story yesterday. She joins us live now in American Fork with a story you'll only see on Fox 13. Sydney.
The CEO and co-founder of Built Bar says the allegations in this lawsuit that his company put his employees at risk is not true. But the employee who currently works here and a former employee who is suing the company says otherwise.
It's really a death sentence for employees, particular employees that go home to a child that is susceptible or more susceptible to illness or injury.
Victoria Flores is suing her former employer, Built Bar, claiming they didn't protect her against COVID-19, endangering her and others. Her daughter is now home and on oxygen after her second stint in the hospital because of the virus. We caught up with the company's CEO, Nick Greer, today.
So did you guys make mistakes? Did you endanger your employees?
Do we endanger our employees? Absolutely not.
We spoke with another Built Bar employee today. He doesn't want us to show his face for fear of retribution.
I had the virus. They told me not to say anything at all, to stay quiet.
He backs up many of Victoria's claims. We asked Greer about this. The company provided us this text message telling employees not to say anything because of a medical privacy law called HIPAA. Greer says he thinks this was taken out of context. He admits there have been cases of COVID-19 here.
We did get hit early on with nearly 6% of our workforce being affected by COVID-19.
Another major allegation is when Victoria came forward asking for help from HR. That's when her lawyer, Juan Gutierrez, decided to join the case.
The tipping point for me was when she notified me that she had notified the company of the serious concerns that she had. And then she said that she had an email that she had written to HR.
You look at the week that transpired, there were a lot of emails coming in for all sorts of different things. And I'm sure a lot of businesses actually had similar situations.
Yet Nick says they did take what Victoria said into consideration and shortly after closed down to clean. Victoria's lawyers claim Built Bar put profits over people.
Shortcut for a buck shouldn't be tolerated.
Nick says otherwise.
We were very proactive in ensuring the safety of our people.
So Victoria no longer works here at Built Bar. She was terminated recently, but the co-founder and CEO tells me she was part of 40 people that were laid off, and this happened well before they knew anything about this lawsuit. We also did ask him if this is one of 2 Utah County businesses accused of defying COVID-19 COVID-19 guidelines, causing almost 70 people to get sick. As you probably know, we have been asking the health department to release that information. He tells us he is not aware of that, and he certainly hopes not. He tells me he's not even aware of any sort of health department investigation happening here. Live in American Fork, Sydney Glenn, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Thanks, Sydney. Well, now to the latest COVID-19 numbers. More than 7,000 people have tested positive for the virus. That's after 155 more cases were confirmed since yesterday. One more Salt Lake County woman has died from coronavirus, putting the death toll now at 78. Just under 3,900 people have recovered. Over 166,000 people have been tested. Well, much of the state of Utah is now in the yellow for COVID-19.
Yeah, it's part of the color-coded risk level for the novel coronavirus. Under an executive order by the governor, a lot of the state moved to yellow. All businesses can reopen, but social distancing, face masks, and hygiene remain critical practices to stop the spread of the virus. Utah Department of Health today issued new guidelines for businesses and the public. We've posted them at fox13now.com. Under the governor's executive order, Magna has been added to the list of communities still remaining in orange. Utah Department of Health has said some communities still remain at higher risk levels for COVID-19 because of case counts and virus transmission rates. Grand, Summit, and Wasatch counties, along with Salt Lake City and West Valley City, also remain at the orange risk level.
Kaysville police is shedding light on what will happen next with a live concert that's scheduled for the end of the month. The department says the Colin Ray concert slated for May 30th will be discussed and potentially receive permit approval in the next city council meeting this Thursday. Kaysville's Mayor Katie Witt says she already granted approval for the concert at Barnes Park. That would be in open defiance of the governor's restrictions on groups of more than 50 people.
Now, the group that's putting on that concert also put on a protest against social distancing at the state capitol with people of belief and spirituality. Those who gathered at the protest ranged from members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints to atheists. Their goal? To take a stand against the government shutdown of churches and houses of worship.
The government cannot use certain words and threaten in certain ways. And I understand that we have this health thing going on with COVID, but our First Amendment rights, they cannot be trampled upon.
Utah Business Revival was originally started to protest against the government shutdown of businesses and to help small businesses that are struggling during the pandemic.
As Utah starts to reopen, many businesses face a long road to recovery.
Fox 13's John Franke has a look at how the cities of Midvale and Murray are teaming up to revive their economies.
This is a critical time for small businesses. Doors are reopening, and a task force comprised of leaders from both Murray and Midvale want to make sure it's all done properly.
It's important, I think, to recognize that there's a clock ticking.
It's a race against the clock.
The business can't stay open without business forever, and once they close down, it becomes much more difficult to start up.
As most of Utah moves from orange to yellow on the coronavirus risk chart and businesses reopen, many are faced with a new challenge: bringing customers back.
There's also a genuine lack of consumer confidence in their safety and health when they go out, and consumers are, whether they're legally permitted to or not, are not feeling the same way about going out to a restaurant, going out and buying clothes, and going golfing.
That's one reason behind the creation of the Murray Area Economic Recovery Task Force. Joseph Silverswag leads the 12-member group.
We're educating small businesses.
The task force is offering guidance to any area business trying to rebound after 2 months of dried up sales.
An average business has about 27 days of cash on hand. Lockdown was longer than 27 days.
To get that cash flow back, the task force knows safety is the priority.
Your number one job right now as a marketer, as a person selling your business, is not selling how great your product is, not selling how cheap your product is. It's selling how safe it is to go to your business.
The task force wants to help ensure businesses meet safety standards and requirements. So this will be the one and only time they face this kind of reopening.
We have to make sure that we're getting businesses back to work in a measured, safe, intelligent way, because the last thing that we need, and the worst case scenario, is we do all of this and we get back up to speed and everything spikes up again and we have to shut down.
The cities are partnering here because success on Main Street brings in tax revenue, and that really benefits everybody. You can find the task force contact info on our website. In Murray, Sean Franke, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Well, just a gorgeous day across the state, whether you were in northern Utah or southern Utah. Temperatures were comfortable, right around average, but Breck, will they stay there as we move our way into the Memorial Day weekend next week?
Well, we're going to be talking about that throughout the newscast, but it is good to be average, at least where temperatures right now for our average highs in the low to mid 70s, just right in that sweet range. Just want to show you, though, a view from our Old Mill camera. This is Cottonwood Heights looking across the Salt Lake Valley with a few clouds in place. Yeah, we had some clouds throughout the afternoon, but providing for a beautiful sunset with a lot of colors. Now, of course, diminishing as we move throughout the evening. But let's take a look at the official highs across the state today, where we topped off at 72 degrees in Salt Lake City. So again, right where we should be for this time of year. Only in the 60s in Provo. Looks like we got up into the low to mid 70s from Vernal through Price, cracking into the 80s in Moab, and getting up into the 90s in St. George. Yeah, average temperatures in the Dix area at this time can be quite toasty. Now, right now, we're still hanging on to the 60s for most locations along the Wasatch Front. Currently, we're at 59 degrees in Logan, mid-70s in Green River, mid-60s in Cedar City, still finding mid-80s in St. George's. We have a few clouds around both northern, central, into eastern Utah. From radar, you're seeing a little light green. This is not really much precipitation actually hitting the ground just south of Moab. It's still fairly dry out there, but we're going to be hanging on to the clouds here, at least as we head into the evening, and then briefly in the overnight hours, but things beginning to taper off in that we're going to be pushing away these clouds, allowing for some clear conditions, especially as we start off your Sunday. So for tonight, with the clouds at least initially in place, temperatures not getting too cool. We're going to be finding overnight lows dipping down into the upper 50s, so we're going to keep it fairly mild. But we got the sunny start for your Sunday, but it's going to be a warm one, and we've got some winds to go along with it. But are they the winds ahead of our next storm? We'll talk about that potential storm coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Breck. The Iron County Sheriff's Office is renewing the search this weekend for an endangered woman missing for months. Deputies are looking for this woman you see here, Carol Stratton. She's 71 years old, nonverbal, and has dementia. She was last seen near 37th West, 40th North in Cedar City on October 27th. She's believed to be in the Three Peak area. Deputies and search rescue volunteers are using ATVs, UTVs, vehicles, and horses to try to find her.
Utah State Park officials are looking for someone who vandalized rock art near Gunlock State Park. This boulder contains Native American rock art. The accused vandal or vandals dug it up, then rolled it into the water. If you have any information relating to this incident, please contact the State Historic Preservation Office.
Well, still to come, honoring our veterans. We'll show you how one group known for their patriotism paid tribute to those who protected our freedom today on Armed Forces Day.
And some movie theaters are back open in the state of Utah. We'll tell you how you can support local in a big way in tonight's We're Open Utah.
Season 3 is...
The two-night Masked Singer season finale event begins Tuesday on Fox.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Your Toyota dealers are offering so many ways for you to save, including 0% financing for 60 months and attractive leases on popular Toyotas like Camry, RAV4, and Tacoma. And Toyota will defer your payments up to 90 days. You can even shop and buy online from the comfort of your home.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
We are open.
We're open.
We're open.
We're open.
We're open.
Fox 13 News is proud to support local business with We're Open Utah. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you at fox13now.com/open.
Go Fox 13 News.
Fox 13, thank you so much for keeping us going.
Viva Fox 13.
Fox 13 is awesome. Fox 13 rocks.
Thank you for looking for the positive because we need your light. Thank you.
Because now more than ever, we all need to be open.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it.
because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Next New Live, the Idol winner performs.
I cannot believe they have not called me to do a sing-along.
Monday at 10 a.m. on Fox 13. Live from Fox 13 Studios, this is Fox 13 News at 9.
Today is Armed Forces Day. The local group Follow the Flag gathered at the George E. Wayland Veterans Home in Ogden today. They wanted to honor veterans living in the home for Armed Forces Day by planting American flags all around the home. The veterans living there have had limited contact with people outside the home during the pandemic. Follow the Flag says this was a good way to remind those veterans the community is thinking about them.
And we just wanted to let them know that we truly appreciate them every day, and it seemed fitting with Armed Forces Day.
If you would like to show your appreciation to these veterans, Follow the Flag says a positive and safe way is to send them a letter.
Fox 13 News is continuing to shine a light on businesses trying their best to stay open right now. It's part of our We're Open Utah initiative. Well, starting this weekend, Megaplex is now accepting reservations for private family movie parties at select locations. For $375 plus tax, families up to 20 people can enjoy one of several recent or classic films on the big screen, complete with 20 large popcorns and 20 large soft drinks.
And this was really driven by our guests through social media channels, letting us know that they missed us as much as we missed them and that they wanted to come back. And so we did the best we could to create a package that would create a safe and fun environment to have that movie magic again.
All of the seats and surfaces in the auditoriums are sanitized between each showing. Theaters offering these parties include the Megaplex theaters in Centerville, Lehigh, St. George, and South Jordan. Now, for details on making a reservation for your family, head over to fox13now.com. And to see which businesses are operating through the pandemic and learn more about how they're adjusting, just click on the We're Open Utah tab at the top of our website. And if you own a business that's open right now, we want to hear from you. Share your story with us by filling out the form on our We're Open Utah page.
Well, we've seen so many awesome photos on social media just today alone of people from northern Utah heading to the desert, getting out, checking out the arches, maybe going for a hike, off-roading. Any concern if you're headed to the desert, Breck?
Well, there was no concern today. We had just a few clouds around, but the temperatures were comfortable, winds were light, and we didn't have any precipitation really to speak of, just a few little drops in central Utah. As we're going to be talking about tomorrow, we start to see some changes, but bigger changes as we continue on the 7-day forecast. We'll show you that in just a few moments. But taking a look outside right now, we've got temperatures in the 60s as we give you that view from the Tooele Valley where it was a beautiful sunset, highlighting a few clouds still out there. And speaking of clouds, upper level moisture in place. And as we look tomorrow, we just, of course, during this time of year, and then in addition, many people, of course, trying to get out. Flash flood potential tomorrow is just not a concern. Even though we'll see initially some clouds in place, really we're going to be peeling these clouds away. Looks to be dry, sunny, but things will be changing. And it's been a dry year and really a dry month so far. So we give you an update on your watering guide coming in from conservewater.utah.gov about how many times you should be watering your lawn for the upcoming week. You can see most of the state for the Wasatch Front, Central, Eastern Utah, it's twice. Washington County, it's 3 times. The recommendation for Cache County, though, is that you don't need to water. Rich Summit counties, it looks like just once. Now, Mother Nature trying to help us out in that we need some help to water those lawns, and we really need it for our water supply. Yeah, things are looking fairly decent at the reservoirs, but again, not a good start here for the spring where it has been dry. And we're looking at a storm to at least potentially for northern and central Utah to bring some rain. But ahead of that storm, winds will be picking up. That's from the National Weather Service, at least for tomorrow through Monday evening. Red flag warning in place because of the winds and low humidities as we look through southwestern, south central Utah. That'll remain in effect, but we're going to see winds across most of the state, but particularly strong on the west side. Let's take a look at our future wind cast as I've got the clock here tonight. Let's roll through tonight in the morning. Not a big concern until the afternoon. We start to see some winds anywhere between 20 to 35 miles per hour, and it's mainly the western desert. Of course, those areas where where we do have the red flag warning in place. It calms down fairly good tomorrow night. And then Monday, it gets even stronger as we look from Tooele, Juab County, further south, heading over towards Milford, as will be that focus with some breezes even for the Wasatch Front, all due to a storm on its way. So we're going to see some changes. They're kind of slow changes, but we see that impact from that storm, especially with the winds initially tomorrow through Monday. Now, clouds again in place right now, but these clouds will be pushing away. And now we'll see some sunshine tomorrow, mixed with a few clouds across northern Utah, but with high pressure now pushing in. We start turning to the southwest flow and allowing the storm to slowly make its move towards the state. It gets here Tuesday, kind of midday, and then bringing a possibility of some rain showers and colder temperatures throughout the state, but the best chance of rain will be for central and northern Utah. But again, we're talking Tuesday through Wednesday. Tonight, tomorrow, not seeing the rain. Really not seeing the winds until tomorrow afternoon. As you can see, fairly mild temperatures in the overnight hours. We'll call it partly cloudy skies across the north, mostly clear across the south. Highs quite a bit warmer. Again, we were in the upper 60s to low 70s today. We're near 90 degrees tomorrow in Salt Lake City, upper 80s in Provo. It looks like a low to mid 80s through central Utah and low 90s in St. George. Now for the Dixie area, we have the winds, we have 90s, then 70s, and then it looks like 80s Thursday and Friday. But again, no threat of any showers here for the next 7 days. Northern Utah, we get hit with the rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Ahead of that, it's 80s, then cooler down into the 60s, clearing out nicely, at least to start off your Memorial Day weekend. We'll kind of keep up to date for the whole weekend, but right now it doesn't look to be too bad. But get ready for the heat and get ready for the winds tomorrow.
Thanks, Bragg. Well, still ahead tonight, a family separated by the COVID-19 pandemic finally reunited. They explain how an adoption got them trapped outside the country.
And are you using your time working from home responsibly? Well, here are the lengths some companies are going to make sure that's happening.
At Intermountain Healthcare, we are doing everything possible for COVID-19, but there is essential care beyond the virus. Broken arms haven't stopped. Babies continue to be born. Heart and stroke emergencies continue to happen. And doctor visits are still needed, which means you shouldn't stop seeking the clinic or hospital care you need. Life may be different right now, but Intermountain Healthcare's ability to provide the care you need when you need it has stayed the same. We're ensuring your confidence and safety with things like temperature checks for both patients and caregivers, changes to our visitor policies, and constant disinfecting of patient areas. Plus, because emotional health is also a challenge for some right now, we have an emotional health hotline for anyone needing support. So please don't put off the care you need, especially for stroke-like symptoms, chest pain, difficulty breathing, or other urgent care. We're here for you. Visit intermountainhealthcare.org/here4you to learn how to get the care you need.
In a time when we can't all gather around a table, we can still come together as a community. We're Open Utah is a partnership between Fox 13 and our local restaurants and businesses with one goal, getting them through this tough time. Every day, we'll help shine a light on the businesses that make up our community. We'll tell their stories, rally around those who are keeping the grills going and the businesses operating. Fox 13 is committed to bringing you those stories and giving our local businesses a voice in our newscasts, on our website, mobile app, and social media sites. If you're a business supporting our community, we want to hear from you. Please go to fox13now.com/open to submit your video or comments and let us know how your business or organization is evolving. As you find ways to support your local businesses, share your photos and stories with us at #OpenUtah. Because now, more than ever, we all need to be open.
Hey guys, it's the Watt Brothers.
Fox Wednesday, join football's Watt Brothers.
Get ready, we are taking the game of tag to an ultimate level.
And there's only one rule.
Don't get caught.
Cheer on some of the wildest professional taggers.
You see how happy I am right right now!
Or root for the amateurs with your whole family.
Oh my God! It's time to play some tag. Oh my God!
Ultimate Tag premieres Wednesday after the Masked Singer season finale on Fox.
You're watching Fox 13 News. Let's connect.
An update on a story we brought you last month. The Utah family separated by 9,000 miles because of COVID-19 after adopting 2 boys from Africa have now reunited.
Yeah, Fox 13's Spencer Joseph met them last night as they landed back in Utah. It's a story you'll only see here.
Airports are usually the site of homecomings, but there are a few that are 5 years in the making.
You know, we never ever could have imagined that it was going to take 5 years to do this. It was absolutely worth it.
But that's the story of a Utah family that set out to adopt 2 boys from Tanzania. Tanya and Mark started the process 5 years ago, and 3 years ago, Mark moved to Africa full-time to be with them. When it looked like they were going to get to come back home, that's when the COVID-19 pandemic broke out, stopping the process in its tracks. But after months of waiting, on Friday night, they landed at Salt Lake City International Airport and are home for good.
It's going to be a little bit odd, actually, to be together all the time. Yeah, obviously Tanya's been there off and on, but not full time.
With help from the governor's office, elected officials, the embassy in Tanzania, and many, many others, it was finally possible to get visas and fly them home. Now,
2 new citizens today, huh?
Yes. Once they went through border control, they became citizens.
For them, COVID-19 was a worry while being abroad.
You don't know how bad it's going to get, and their healthcare system is not as advanced. It's a lot more comforting to be here.
Upon arriving home, many of their friends and family gathered in a parade to celebrate their homecoming. And through it all, when asked what they take away from the journey, they said, never give up when it matters most.
You know, we've got 2 precious boys now, and if you have something you believe in, to keep going after it.
Keep your promises, because part of the reasons we persevered is we promised, especially this one, that we were going to come back and get him, and we kept that promise, you know. I don't know what I could have done, how I would have felt if we had left him there.
Spencer Joseph, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Ahead in our next half hour, could hazard pay for some essential workers be running dry? We'll take a look at what could happen and why some people are pleading for the extra cash to keep coming.
And we'll show you how one local group is helping some of the most vulnerable people find hope as they rebuild their lives.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Your Toyota dealers are offering so many ways to save, including 0% financing and attractive leases on our most popular Toyotas. And Toyota will defer your payments up to 90 days. Right now, lease a new 2020 4Runner for just $359 per month, or get $1,000 cash back on 4Runner.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Yeah, they're back. The Gouchers are back. Rodizio Grill is clean, safe, and excited to be firing up the grills once more. We invite you to celebrate your missed milestones with our fresh salads and hot dishes, while our Gauchos carve rotisserie grilled meats as much as you can handle. The Gouchers are back. Come back and enjoy the Alegria of Brazil at Rodizio Grill, the Brazilian steakhouse.
The open road, the wind in your hair, the feeling of freedom that drives us to go out and discover. At Chevy, we're committed to getting you there with confidence and peace of mind. If you need a new vehicle, we have leases available on select 2020 models where current qualified lessees can practically sign and drive. You may even shop online and take delivery at home where available. And when you do, your Chevy Clean dealers commit to using enhanced vehicle cleaning measures with CDC-approved cleansers, so you can find new roads with confidence.
High school and college seniors are missing out on a formal graduation, and Fox 13 News would like to salute them. Submit photos and comments about your senior to fox13now.com/2020. Then stay tuned to our Salute to Seniors daily on Fox 13 News. Fox 13 News is now streaming live on Roku and Fire TV. Getting up-to-the-minute local news is more important than ever. Just look for the KSTU Fox 13 News channel and watch all our newscasts streaming live. Let's connect.
As we start to loosen restrictions here in Utah this weekend, other states are gearing up for a Memorial Day weekend with restrictions in full effect.
Some hard-hit areas used today as a test drive to see how cautious people might be at the beaches and parks during the upcoming holiday and the summer ahead. From coast to coast, crowds were out at waterfronts and beaches, with face coverings often being required.
We want to be able to assess the impact of our steps, be able to get our enforcement right, tweak it where we have to.
For the first time in 20 years, AAA did not issue a Memorial Day travel forecast, expecting coronavirus restrictions to push volume to a record low.
As the country reopens more and more of local economies, Kroger grocery stores and other essential businesses are winding down hazard pay for their workers. But some employees' unions say it's too soon to stop giving bonus funds to these frontline workers. Kroger, which includes Smith's stores, is now reportedly providing a one-time thank you bonus to employees, with full-time workers getting $400 and $200 for part-time, to be paid out in 2 installments on May 30th and June 18th. On Friday, the House passed a $3 trillion aid package, which would provide hazard pay for essential workers. But that faces opposition in the Senate and by the president.
Another person involved in President Trump's impeachment trial is now out of a job. The president has fired State Department Inspector General Steve Linick. In a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi Friday, Trump said he doesn't have the fullest confidence in Linick. Utah's U.S. Senator Mitt Romney tweeted about the situation, saying the firings of multiple inspectors general is unprecedented and is a threat to accountable democracy.
Walmart shoppers, listen up. Walmart now rolling out its express delivery service here in Salt Lake City. Now you can shop for everything from groceries to toys and any other essential items and have it delivered to you in less than 2 hours. Customers can access the service via walmart.com/grocery or the Walmart app. Well, are you using your time wisely while you're working from home? As you might imagine, some people are not. They may be hitting the golf course or headed out for a road trip, and companies are cracking down on that.
Dorian Bond, a private investigator based in Arizona, says companies are hiring his team to check up on employees who are skipping out on work during the pandemic and treating this time as a paid vacation.
A top executive was having a relationship with a subordinate, and they were Zooming from the same house, but in different rooms. If I get the call, they're pretty sure it's happening. They just need the documentation evidence, so when they decide to go with the termination, they have the proof.
Bond's best advice, don't just play hooky and try to get as much work done as you can, because companies will take that into consideration during a performance review.
Still to come, Utahns are watching history unfold in front of their eyes. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at new plans to document the COVID-19 pandemic as it happens.
Fox 13's Scott McCain, part of Utah's #1 news team.
The savings are everywhere at your Utah Honda dealers Memorial Day sales event. We're heading into summer with our biggest savings yet, with the restyled 2020 Honda Civic, KBB's best buy for only $159 a month, or the 38-mile-per-gallon Honda Accord, America's best midsize sedan by Car and Driver, now only $219 a month. Bring on summer at the Honda Memorial Day sales event at your Utah Honda dealers. The more you compare, the more you know you want a Honda.
You're terrible parents.
Keep your eyes peeled. I always look out for my kid.
Jack, look out!
It's the season finale of Duncanville, Fox Sunday.
On the next Modern Family, get to know America's funniest family.
I'm the cool dad. That's my thing. I'm hip. I surf the web. I text. LOL. Laugh out loud. OMG. Oh my God. WTF. Why the face?
On the next Modern Family.
Monday at 6:30 on Fox 13.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Your Toyota dealers are offering so many ways to save, including 0% financing and attractive leases on our most popular Toyotas. And Toyota will defer your payments up to 90 days. Right now, lease a new 2020 4Runner for just $359 per month, or get $1,000 cash back on 4Runner.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
It's an all-new Simpsons Christmas.
in May.
You're never gonna guess what I got you.
Oh! 'Tis the season finale, all new Fox Sunday.
We recommend 1 hour of fun per day.
Live with Kelly and Ryan.
The homemade version.
Because a lot of laughs and a little inspiration
Go a long way for a better day, don't they?
And just so you know, when you join us, dress is casual.
Very casual.
I did try and step it up with a pocket square.
We're here for you.
Better days start live.
Weekdays at 10 a.m. on Fox 13.
The whole idea of the Gloria Barron Prize for Young Heroes is to just turn the spotlight on 25 kids who are making a positive difference.
If you know a young hero in your community, encourage them to apply today by going to barronprize.org.
This is Fox 13 News.
A new Utah charity aims to help some of the most vulnerable people in our state. Fox 13's Kelly Chapman looks at how they're writing a new chapter of hope for sex trafficking victims.
And a common theme among survivors is a lack of resources here domestically.
Statistics show there are more than 1 million victims of sex trafficking in the United States, but only around 1,000 spots and programs to help them recover.
And that's why we exist. Dahlia's Hope exists to fill that need.
Dahlia's Hope is a new facility here in Utah aimed at helping adult survivors create a new life and move beyond the trauma.
And we help them move forward and turn their back completely on that life and see that there is hope for them.
They use a series of different therapies, some that are unique to the new program.
We know that these are proven therapies to work, and so a lot of our programs are created around those therapy modalities.
It's amazing to watch people that haven't had the opportunity to be around things like this, to be around it and to see an automatic connection starts to take place.
Dahlia's Hope will work with local hospitals, police departments, urgent care clinics, shelters, and first responders to meet the needs of sex trafficking survivors.
Dahlia's Hope exists to help them become what they would really want to become.
The thought that they can see hope in their life, that they can actually see that they can make a difference in their own life, that they have a life worth living, that they're self-reliant, that they're successful. Those are the benefits of being a part of this organization.
The organization runs off of donations and help from the community.
It's not just about getting them away from the trafficker and having them be independent. It's also allowing them to have the resources to create that life that is self-reliant, that is successful, that really meets the goals of what they want to do in their own life.
If you would like to help, you will find a link to donate on our website, fox13now.com. Kelly Chapman, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Survivors or those who know a survivor of sex trafficking can call the National Human Trafficking Hotline. That's 1-888-373-7888 on the screen here, or contact Dahlia's Hope at 801-885-6294. Now, we'll also have those numbers on our website, fox13now.com.
We are living in historic times. The COVID-19 pandemic has changed everything about our lives. Now, Utah's historians are launching a new idea to document it using children's voices and experiences. Fox 13's Ben Winslow has the story.
This is pretty new. Yeah, I feel like this is pretty special.
The Utah Division of History is recording life experiences during the COVID-19 pandemic from the perspective of our children who've been asked to fill out surveys about their lives.
There's questions based on society, family life, school life, extracurricular activities.
The state hasn't done anything quite like this. There were some surveys done during the Great Depression to document life for archival purposes. Children now are living in a historic moment.
But then we ask them about how their home life has changed. Some students talk about how they've been able to spend more time with their family, and it's great. And then there are other students that talk about how their family, their parents still work full-time jobs outside the house, and then they're trying to manage school life by themselves at home.
Reflecting these modern times, submissions include face mask photos and memes, but they also write about their concerns.
They worry about so many people being out of work, people getting sick.
The submissions collected from students all over the state will go into the state historical archives.
You know, like right now we're comparing things to the 1918 pandemic, and then eventually this pandemic is going to get compared to that as well. So it'll start informing other patterns in history.
The Utah Division of History is collecting the children's historic accounts through school districts as well as online. We've got more information at fox13now.com. On the Hill, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Still ahead, could you end up having to repay some of the stimulus money sent to you by the government? What one expert is saying.
And later in sports, highlights from home are always good. Plus, RSL's new goalkeeper talks the potential return of soccer. All as the Claret and Cobalt are easing their way back into some normalcy. Back in a bit.
Next new live, the Idol winner performs.
I cannot believe they have not called me to do a sing-along.
Monday at 10 a.m. on Fox 13.
Oh my God.
When we say Fox Animation Domination's night of finales is gonna be big,
Let's do this. Hold my pearls.
we mean big.
It's the big boys, biggest boys, big boys, biggest boys, big boys.
Sunday beginning at 7 on Fox 13.
The savings are everywhere at your Utah Honda dealers Memorial Day sales event with the restyled 2020 Honda Civic, KBB's Best Buy for only $159 a month, or the 38 MPG Honda Accord, now only $219 a month. Bring on summer at your Utah Honda dealers.
Meet Henry. He brushes each morning for 117 seconds. He makes pancakes with a recipe that won 3rd place at the county fair. At 12:30 p.m. each day, he sends the same text message. He listens to his kids talk about their thoughts and feelings, and he participates in their many interests. Henry is an ordinary parent, but he's extraordinary at keeping his kids alcohol-free. Learn how staying close to your kids can prevent underage drinking.
This is our home. We've never seen it look quite like this.
But there's no mistaking it.
And it's our job to protect it.
Because the best people to fight for our communities
are those within them.
So if you've just bought a Volkswagen, or were thinking of buying sometime soon, we're here to help with the community-driven promise.
Tri-State Metal Roofing is the metal roofing manufacturer that's open to the public. We custom make exposed and concealed fastener panels for a variety of residential and commercial roofing and siding, as well as any custom trims, all in 28 colors of 100% American-made steel. Roofing contractors or do-it-yourselfers, no job is too big or too small. Now delivering to all of Utah and surrounding areas with plants in St. George and Payson. We guarantee great prices, the fastest production, and an unbeatable product. Buy local, buy American, and save time and money with Tri-State Metal Roofing Supply.
The savings are everywhere at your Utah Honda dealers Memorial Day sales event. The best-selling SUV of the decade, the 2020 Honda CR-V LX, only $219 a month, or the 2020 HR-V, only $159 a month. Bring on summer at your Utah Honda dealers.
From the pandemic, the nation's deficit is now in the trillions of dollars, thanks in part to multiple stimulus bills.
Maya Rodriguez spoke to an economic expert who says the government is going to eventually need to get that money back.
Unemployment in the U.S. now reaches well above 30 million people, historic levels and desperation.
We haven't gotten a paycheck in 6 weeks. We haven't got unemployment. What are we supposed to do?
Because of that, it's hard for many to think beyond this week, let alone this year. Some are, though.
We need to have a longer-term plan.
Jim Angel is a professor of finance at Georgetown University. He says plans like the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses and the $1,200 stimulus checks many workers got may seem like free money to those getting the help, but it's not.
This is an election year. And with a closely fought battle coming our way, it's no surprise that the politicians are saying, let's give everybody free money. The question is, who's going to pay for this?
He has an answer, but you may not like it.
You know, when the government gives you money, it's nothing more than a temporary loan. Don't let anybody kid you. You know, what the government gives you with one hand, they take with the other.
Congress is now looking at a potential 5th coronavirus-related stimulus package. The latest one from the House would be worth around $3 trillion, much larger than the previous bills, like the $2 trillion CARES Act. Eventually, all that stimulus money will need to be made up somewhere down the line. That could come in the form of deep spending cuts on federal programs like food stamps or Medicaid, and the potential for raising taxes in the coming years.
Yeah, we're all going to pay for all the money that's being spent right now. It's just a question of who, what, when, where, and how.
Questions temporarily on hold amid today's widespread financial pain. In Washington, I'm Maya Rodriguez reporting.
Don't forget, you can find more resources to help you rebound from the pandemic at fox13now.com. Just click on the Rebound Utah tab at the top of the page.
In your entertainment headlines, the newest version of Scooby-Doo is now available to rent or own on your favorite streaming platform.
Steve Oldfield catches up with two of its biggest fans who happen to be lending their voices to the movie.
Right, Scoop?
The new animated version of Scooby-Doo's taking a page from some other franchises and giving us an origin story of sorts.
Anybody home?
I'm very excited because this is how Scooby-Doo and Shaggy get to meet the other three and how the gang is formed. Because I always wondered, well, how did they meet? And now we're going to find out how they did meet.
Here you go, Shaggy.
Former American Idol judge Simon Cowell admits he couldn't be more thrilled to be a voice talent.
What's it being like being part of this new Scooby-Doo movie? A life ambition, if I'm being honest with you. I have watched Scooby-Doo when I was a kid. I'm now watching it again with Eric, who also loves it. So when we got the call to say, would you like to be in the Scooby-Doo movie? I think it was the quickest yes I've ever said.
Ditto for Tracy Morgan.
To be a part of it now, that's like being in The Simpsons, you in the books. So I could literally say, I could tell my great-great-great-grandkids, I played Captain Caveman in the Scooby-Doo movie, and nobody could take that from me.
There's no such thing as ghosts.
And producers even gave their kids small roles, too.
It just brings me back to 3rd grade, 4th grade. You know, that was a part of my life, Scooby-Doo. So, of course, I wanted to be a part of that.
Grow up, Fred.
Big fans will think it's pretty fun, and so will most kids. Huh. But I can't say Scoob the movie is going to become a classic like the original TV cartoon.
His name's Scooby.
Steve Oldfield, Fox 13 News, Utah.
So, Breck, it sounds like it's going to be dry this weekend, but maybe not dry coming up. Maybe a little bit of rain that we need.
Yeah, we desperately need the rain. Yeah, it's been a dry May so far. And there is a chance with a storm that's going to be approaching and pushing through. It's not going to have a statewide impact as far as precipitation is concerned. But ahead of that storm, the impact will be winds across the state. Now, today, temperatures right where we should be for this time of year. Comfortable 72 degrees. That was the high in Salt Lake City, right as you can see on average. Record set back in 1923 at 93 degrees. We're not going to see record-breaking temperatures tomorrow, but we're going to quickly climb and be close to the 90s along the Wasatch Front. Currently, though, we're in the 60s, mostly cloudy skies. Those clouds will be pushing away as we'll wake up tomorrow morning with some sunshine. And then it looks like increasing clouds throughout the afternoon. But we talk about the winds. Currently, not a concern. It really doesn't get going until tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be breezy with some red flag warnings in place across southwestern Utah. And we're talking winds upwards of 25, 30 miles per hour, potentially some wind gusts, maybe stronger than that. But the biggest impact will be across western, southwestern Utah. But it gets breezy even across the north. And it's the warm and the winds before the storm. But this storm that's approaching is going to be a slow mover. Yeah, it's going to get here probably by about Tuesday and bring a possibility of some showers, as I mentioned, for northern Utah. So big changes as we look towards the middle of the week. There's the storm, the culprit, which will bring some wet weather, but also bring in those winds come tomorrow. Thus, temperatures quickly climbing. We'll have some clouds and some winds, so it will feel warm, but maybe not as warm because the winds will be fairly strong. But that high pressure will quickly move on, ushering in that cold front. And let's talk about that front and the timing of it all, where for tomorrow, as we take a look at the computer models, moving the clock tonight through tomorrow morning. Again, we're waking up with the sunshine, not a lot of cloud cover. We start increasing clouds throughout the afternoon, holding on to the winds not only tomorrow, but through Monday as well. There's the front. Seems like it's moving, but it's slow even as we transition from Sunday into Monday night as well. On our doorstep, yeah, we begin to see its impact, where again, most of the precipitation for western, northern into central Utah, and then moving towards southwest Wyoming, looks like late Wednesday into Thursday, where it'll exit the state as we look by Thursday, and keeping things dry, at least to start off our holiday weekend. That's next weekend. Let's focus it on tomorrow, where, as I said, it's going to be warm with temperatures starting off, as we look at your hour-by-hour forecast for the Wasatch Front, in the 60s, 80s close to the noon hour, upper 80s late afternoon. Again, we'll have to contend with some winds, a few clouds, but no threat of any precipitation for tomorrow. Highs well above normal, marking the warmest, or I should say the hottest day of the year for these temperatures come tomorrow. So again, we'll be close to 90 degrees in Salt Lake City, mid to low 80s for Vernal and Price, 90s in Moab, once again in the 90s in St. George, where we're looking at mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Winds though through Monday, and then as we head into Tuesday, we start to see that cool front bringing in those cooler temperatures. Now, as I said, chances of precipitation across the south, just not there. We'll see 70s through Wednesday, and then returning back into the 80s as we head into the holiday weekend. And for northern Utah, yeah, we get a shot in the arm with some moisture. Tuesday, a possibility of some rain. Better chance of seeing some showers and even some thunderstorms on Wednesday. We go near 90 degrees tomorrow, 80s on Monday, but we've got the winds, clouds, and that chance of showers, dropping temperatures in the 70s. Down into the 60s. Heading into Thursday, though, the showers and the rain moving away, lining things up for your holiday weekend as temperatures go back into the 70s. A little cooler on Saturday, but as you can see, kind of a roller coaster ride. But yes, we get a chance of some rain, and for northern Utah, we desperately need it. And hopefully we get a couple of days of it on Tuesday and Wednesday.
RSL's replacement for Nick Raimondo in goal, Zach McMath, only got 2 starts in before play was called off. Real Salt Lake has since been able to train again in social distancing fashion, of course. As Major League Soccer continues to ponder its future, McMath taking things slowly as he continues to figure things out himself.
It's tough to tell what is actually safe still or what isn't safe. And you know, while there are the protocols we have now, once we get to phase 2 and phase 3, is that still considered safe, or will we know it's safe before we do it? So it's like everything else, where there's a lot of questions and unfortunately not a lot of answers right now. There is a path to returning to a season, but I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to be safe enough, or if we're going to have to take on a little bit of risk health-wise. And if that's the case, you know, can you get the whole league on board with that, along with, you know, all the different health departments that have to approve it?
The future remains uncertain for a couple of baseball teams here in Utah. The Pioneer League begins every June, but for the Ogden Raptors and Orem Owls, this upcoming season might be the least of their worries, with baseball seriously talking about downsizing in the future. Both rookie league teams could soon be unaffiliated with major league clubs if the chatter is true. As for now, the owners of both are fighting to stay linked to the Dodgers and Angels, respectively. I spoke with Orem owner Jeff Katofsky this week, who says he's confident the Owls aren't going anywhere.
I fully expect that the Owls will continue to have an affiliation with Major League Baseball next year and for years to come. In the end, I've heard nothing different. It may change contractually. In fact, it will change. It will change contractually between minor league and Major League Baseball as to what that looks like between us on a business level. But I don't think the fan will see a difference in the end, because everybody's interested in keeping the fans happy.
And it's another round of highlights from home. You know, if you tuned in at 5, we showed you the Allen family dazzling the water bottle. Turns out they're magicians with just about any kind of ball as well. Quentin, 12, and BJ, the dad. I'm not sure how you even dream up some of this funky stuff, let alone actually nail it. A couple of modern-day Houdinis for sure. But they're not the only ones. How about Michael? Can't see the basket, mind you. I don't care what age you are. We all love to dunk. For me, it's Oreos. This little win boy learning early. Speaking of hugging the rim, this poor guy nearly brings the whole darn thing down and then takes a breath, realizing he's still alive. To the links, Mim with just enough to clear the drink at Wasatch Golf Course. St. George's Dennis Rose, now referred to as COVID Man, after completing the Ironman in just under 17 hours. Congrats. And finally, my man Gavin Bird, representing Blitz FC in quarantine. Perhaps all this chap needs is his own feet textbook. If you want to be on, email sports@fox13now.com.
Listen, keep them coming.
They're inspiring, Brian. It makes me want to get outside, go do something with my life. You know,
well,
make
fortunately,
something of myself.
doing something tomorrow, live sports right here on Fox.
NASCAR, 1:30.
We'll be looking for that. We'll see you on Fox
back,
15 Live
baby.
at 5 after some live sports right here on Fox. Thank you, Morgan.
This Memorial Day, your local Ford stores want to celebrate those serving our nation and our community and give everyone the chance to save. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months with 3 months deferred payment. Plus, military, first responders, and medical professionals can get additional appreciation cash.
As a lazy dog, I'm a flooring expert, which got me the gig as the Carpet One spokesdog. And I need to tell you about the Spillabration event. But I'm new to this, so I got my colleague to help.
Don't worry about spills. Save up to 50% on stain-resistant LVT, carpet, and hardwood during Giant Carpet One's Spillabration event. Save today.
This spokesdog contract practically fulfills itself.
All of your flooring needs in one place at Giant Carpet One Floor & Home.
0. The smallest number can now make for the biggest savings at Hyundai. With 0 interest for up to 84 months. 0 payments for 90 days. And thanks to Hyundai Assurance, 0 worries with 3 years of complimentary maintenance. Leaving 0 excuses to not be driving your new Hyundai by Memorial Day. Get a Santa Fe with 0% APR for 72 months and make no payments for 90 days. Or get $2,000 bonus cash only at your Utah Hyundai dealer.
We've always had villains to face.
Bad guys to take down. But you
are the most horrible of all.
We're not here because we have to be.
We are here because we've had enough of you.
Every single one of us is mortal. But inside of us,
we are all heroes.
So stand up with us. Stand up to fight. Stand up to cancer.
Visit standuptocancer.org to learn more.
Come into your local Ford stores today during the Memorial Day sales event to get an amazing limited time deal on a new Ford. Get 0% financing for up to 84 months with 3 months deferred payment. Plus, military, first responders, and medical professionals can get additional appreciation cash.
Better days start with us.
On Live.
Challenging times remind us what's truly important. And at America First, what matters most is the well-being of our members, employees, and the communities we serve. We have always been a collection of people helping people. And now, more than ever, we're here to serve you and help meet your financial needs. So wherever you find yourself, and whatever you, your family, or your business needs, we're here to help.
Finally on Fox 13, the restaurant known worldwide for its pancakes is launching a new cereal. IHOP's new cereal is going to be called Pan Flakes. IHOP describes the pancake-shaped bits and bites as syrupy, crunchy, pancakey. These will most likely only be available for a limited time.
And you don't have to cook them.
They look good. We're trying.
Well, thanks for watching Fox 13 News at 9.
Quickcast is coming up next.
One justice for all. Judge Judy.
Mattress Firm's Rest Assured